What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness across all social media platforms. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and thrivers of said disorder, said toxic people, said toxic traits. Today's episode is going to be about how you don't have to hate them to move on. You don't have to hate the narcissist or toxic person in your life to be able to move on from them. Because a lot of people, I get a lot of DMs, I get a lot of comments and things like this, just saying, hey Lee, I'm a good person. I don't have a hateful bone in my body. I can't bring myself to hate them. So how do I move on from them if I can't hate them? How do I move on even though they've treated me horribly, even though they've done me wrong, even though I felt like they've wasted my time in certain areas, even though they've hurt me in ways I can't ever forgive them for? Like, how do I move on without hating them? And I tell these people all the time, y'all, you don't have to hate them. You can love somebody and not allow them access to you. You can love people from a distance and not allow them access to your life in any way, shape, or form. That's possible, y'all. You don't have to, like I said, me personally, if forgiveness is in your heart or part of your religion, you can forgive them, but you don't have to reconcile with them. You don't have to hate them, y'all. You just don't. Like, some people think you have to hate them because, like, I don't want to stoop to their level if I do hate them. I don't want those feelings in me, because if I feel like if I hate them, I feel like I'm a bad person in that scenario right there. But yeah, you are not a bad person for dealing with it. You are not a bad person for moving on from a narcissistic person or cutting off access to you from that narcissistic person, from that toxic person and whatnot. It doesn't make you a bad person. You don't have to hate them to be able to choose. You don't have to hate them to choose yourself, y'all. You don't. You're just choosing yourself. You don't say, okay, sooner or later, it gets to that point or that dynamic where you, like I said, you get tired of putting them over yourself. Like, you get tired of putting the needs of someone else over your own, the needs of someone else over your children, because some people get into these types of relationships and you put that narcissistic person's needs and wants above even your kids, even when the kids are not even theirs biologically. You see what I'm saying? I see that happen a lot of times too. So I feel like the one thing you have to do in these situations is forgive yourself for what you did not know that was going on. You know what I mean? You have to forgive yourself but like I said, you have to forgive yourself first. You know, and if you do feel like you hate that person, if you do feel like you have hate in your heart and stuff like that, forgive yourself first. So many people beat themselves down and whatnot because they're in a toxic relationship, because they're in a unique space in this, in a toxic relationship dynamic. You don't have to hate them, y'all. I promise you don't. I promise you don't, because I feel like some people think when you hate them, you just like, I feel bad when I hate them. You're not a bad person, y'all. That narcissistic person might have had you confused, thinking that you're a bad person, made you confused, put you in a situation where you felt like a bad person. But y'all, you can heal. You can heal without hating them. Forgive yourself first. Love yourself more. You don't have to hate them, but you do have to love yourself more. You just do. So many people just like get caught in a situation where you lack the narcissistic people suck your self-love away from you. Like, because as a narcissist myself, we lack that self-love, the ability to self-validate, the ability to self-soothe a lot of times. So we depend on people. I know people use the main word a lot of people use in these situations is supply. They're like, the narcissist needs supply. So we need to have people around to get that supply from. You see what I'm saying? Even if it's a social media supply and whatnot. But we take it from other people. So we're taking it from you. If that narcissistic person is draining you, who is refilling your self-love? If they're taking your self-love away from you, who is refilling your cup? You know what I'm saying? If your cup runneth dry, who is refilling your cup? I can guarantee you they not refilling your cup. You want them to, because you've been giving them so much love and care and appreciation. You want them to give it back. But a lot of times narcissistic people don't give it back in full, y'all. It's like, this is what I say with the self-love and stuff like that when you deal with narcissistic people, y'all. You know, I wrote my self-love journal that's available on Amazon. I don't have it with me right now, y'all. I'm sitting outside. But this is what it's like. This is what it's like giving a lot of self-love to a narcissistic person. It's like giving them $100 bill, right? At first, they might give you $100 bill back. They might give it 110. Doing a love bombing phase, you give them 100, they might return you 110. You're like, oh, here's an extra 10 spot. But eventually, that dynamic shifts, and you're still giving them 100, and they start giving you less. They give you, like I said, instead of giving you 110, they give you 100. You give them 100. Instead of giving you 100, they give you 90, and so on and so forth. So it gets to the point where you give them 100 and they give you $2 back. You see what I'm saying? They're not returning, they're not reciprocating that love. If you miss the analogy, money in this situation, the $100 bill, the 100 is your own self-love and your worth, your validation. You're giving it to them and they're not returning it, they're not replenishing it. You're replenishing them, you're filling them up, but you're not getting anything in return, or you're getting very little in return. And so many people get caught up with, oh, at least they gave me $2 back. They didn't have to, they normally give you nothing. Sometimes they give you $0 back. But sometimes you get caught up and you're like, well, at least they gave me $2 back. At least they gave me something back. That must mean they care about me. They gave me something back. That must mean they love me. They gave me a little bit back. That must mean they care about me. A lot of people get caught up in these situations where that's where the breadcrumbing and intermittent reinforcement comes from, y'all. So many people get caught up in the breadcrumbing that you just like, okay, when a breadcrumb you, they give you a little bit, but they give you a little bit and they expect a lot, y'all. They drain you. So you have to refill yourself. You have to rebuild your own self-love. You don't have to hate them, but you do have to rebuild your self-love. You do have to rebuild your self-validation. You do have to rebuild your mental health, your physical health. You do have to rebuild yourself. You don't have to hate them, but you do have to love yourself. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to despise them. You don't have to loathe them. You can love them from a distance. You can love them and cut off access. You don't have to hate them, but you do need to cut off access to you. You do need to heal yourself. You do need to love yourself more. So many people get caught up. I say it all the time, y'all. I had to come outside, sitting outside. I got like 4 or 5 of these comments. It's like, I can't hate them. I can't bring myself to hate them. You don't have to. You don't have to bring yourself to hate them, because sometimes you got to stoop low to hate them. When you hate somebody, when it gets to the point like, y'all, and I know how it feels to hate somebody. When you hate people, you want to get them back. When you hate people that have done you wrong, you want to get vengeance on them. You want to hurt them. So sometimes when you hate people, you stoop to their level. You might start being toxic yourself. You see what I'm saying? You might pick up the narcissistic fleas or whatever and start being toxic back to them, you know? And you don't want to start being in toxicity. You don't want to start being toxic back to them, y'all. Because when you hate people, you want to hurt them. When you hate people, you want to get vengeance on them. You hate people, you want to inflict some type of injury upon them. You want them to pay for what they've done to you. When you hate them, that's what you want them to do. You want that vengeance. You want that reassurance. You want that validation for yourself. But like I said, you don't have to hate them, y'all. But you do have to love you. You do have to caress yourself. You do have to treat yourself good. Ask yourself this question right here, y'all. Because right now, I'm working on what I call the self-love challenge. It's the self-love course, 30 days of self-love course. It's coming up pretty soon. You do have to understand, like, ask yourself this question, y'all. What have you done for yourself lately? Not for your kids, not going out with your friends and family. What have you done for you lately to show you that you appreciate you, to show you that you love you, to show you that you care about you, to show you that you need you? What have you done for yourself lately, y'all? Because you have to rebuild your self-love and self after this, y'all. You have to do something for yourself. Go out and do something for yourself. The wind blew my camera over here. Go out and do something for yourself today. Not tomorrow, today. But anyways, y'all, how about this? I just want to come out here real quick, like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video, y'all. I am truly eternally grateful for every single one of y'all that support the channel in any way, shape, or form. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that we can reach more people, to help more people. The self-love brand is available. I'm strong. I love me. It's a self-love brand. The self-love journal is available on Amazon as well to help you rebuild that self-love and identity, during the toxic relationship. Also, look into joining the channel memberships to get more behind the scenes perks and things like that, y'all. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you.